is only war.
What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. We just got back from Nova. We did a Grey Knight run at 6-2 throughout the entire weekend. We played 8 games, 3 games on Friday, 3 games on Saturday, 2 games on Sunday. We're going to be doing I believe an 8-part video of Nova. We're going to go over each and every match in it. This will just be a standard start of the video, so you guys don't have to hear me say the same thing 8 single times or have me try and repeat the same thing 8 single times. So if you guys are new to the channel, appreciate you click on the video. There's going to be a lot of different armies to cover, and also mainly focusing on the Grey Knights. This is pre-nerf, so by the time you guys see this video, the Thursday update with Games Workshop probably already came out and the points and everything changed. So this was all buff, hopefully, for Grey Knights, and we had a great time in Nova. Everybody who came up to me and got dice, I appreciate you guys. You guys are all fucking awesome dirtbags. So we also sold a ton of stuff at Nova too, so you guys who came up and just bought some stickers and dice and some Custodes assassins, I do also appreciate you guys. You just seeing people say, hey, your channel's awesome, or I like your videos, or I watch your content, like that's such a cool feeling. It makes me want to keep doing this and go out to major GTs so that way I can see people all over the country, if not the world. So we actually had a Team USA player at the very end at our last game, which I can't wait to talk about. Super fun game. So we're going to go over each and every game. We're going to take pictures, or we took pictures. We're going to go over each picture, tactics, what I did good, what I could have done better, what the opponent did good, what he could have done better, and kind of what we learned from it. Also, there's one special video that we're going to go over. It was against our Eldar player, which you guys, if you guys are in the Discord, you guys heard all about it. If you guys are at Nova, you've heard all about it. So we're going to be covering that as well. Real quick, just before we get into the video, we still have all of this. Wrong thing. So we still have all of these things up for sale. We sold a bunch of these at Nova. It's all of the stickers provided custom through one of our artists on Fiverr. We also have we have a Custodes assassin as well as a Custodes and 2 colored dice left. So we have the silver dice and the green dice. They're dirtbag dice. They are basically limited edition now, just because they're almost sold out. But any of the stickers are $3, dice are $1 each, and the Custodes and Custodes are $15 each. So if you guys are interested, hit me up on Discord. We send them out all over the world, and also the terrain objectives, you get to pick any one of these stickers with the dirtbag logo underneath and any color you guys want. That's over on the link below. So like I said, we're gonna get into the video. Leave the comments below what you liked, what you didn't like, and also what you want to see more of. Go join the Discord, and if you guys are Patreon, you guys get to see all these videos free first on patreon.com. $1 a month get you access, $5 a month if you want to go ham and support us a little bit more over at Dirtbags, $10 if you want to get in the competitive scene, and $25 if you want to be a grandmaster and have us play lists you guys want to see on the tabletop, or get any TTS games with us as well. So let's get in the video, and again, 1 through 8, we'll name it once we come back. All right, so game number 5. All right, so 5th game going into it. We are going into the Omega mission, which is kind of brutal, and it's funny because every time we go into a new game, sometimes the people drop. You know, they have to repair people. So I'm talking to this guy who actually joined our Discord after Nova. He actually plays Grey Knight, so cool dude. This is the guy that won the bracket. So knowing that he won the bracket afterwards, this is 2 Novas in a row that I lost to the guy that won the bracket. So it makes me feel a little bit better. This guy with Custodes had a perfect essential counter to Grey Knights. Now, you don't go into Nova with 3 Grey Knights out of 350 people and try and counter Grey Knights, but his list countered Grey Knights. Really good into Psychers. His list was 2 Rhinos, the 10 Blade Sister Chicks, which have any Psyker 4+ dev wounds, which is just hilarious. The Rhinos also have a 3-up Feel No Pain to psychic weapons, which all of our shit's psychic, so they're really good at just charging into a Grey Knight unit and just sitting there for the rest of the game. He told me that it tanked Magnus, so if Magnus can't kill a fucking Rhino, you know it's pretty good in Psychers. He had 2 10-man bricks, one with Trajan, one with the Shield Captain. He had a couple of the 2 and 3-man wardens, or the Termi Deep Strike guys that get picked up and put back down. And then he had another Rhino with the Flamer sisters, with the pregame, scout moves, stuff like that. And I think that was everybody. But super standard Custody list, but different in the sense with the sisters. So the sisters were just really good. I was very impressed. If I'm running Custodes, I'm probably putting these sisters in my list. This was the deployment. We had the Omega, which this bottom one went away. Now we're going to go into this game. If you guys are new, this game is going to be pictures, and then we're going to go over step by step what happened each round and what we did, what we could have done better, stuff like that. This game was so clutch on both sides. It was, he fucked up, I fucked up, he fucked up, I fucked up. And like, if one of us would have just played a perfect game, one fuck up would have just lost you the game. And once he fucked up, he's like, all right, man, I lost this game. I was like, it pushed me to like that much higher, because again, Custodes, Grey Knights. Big fucking difference when they're with the win ratio. But let's get into it. So this was the first one to disappear at the bottom. This was the second one to disappear. And of course, the third one was the center. Now, we almost got changed rankings or pairings. So when he told me like this mission's perfect for Custodes, it kind of got me a little scared before we even started. I was like, fuck, you're right. Like, I do not want to go with the Omega into a Custodes army. So once they fixed the pairings, we stayed matched up and paired up. So we got to play each other. Now, how we deployed was pretty standard. We had our strike squad in the center. He had his blob over here, Rhino, and then the sisters with the assassin in the back. I had my assassin in the back as well. So I put my interceptors up top here, so that way they can get onto the Rhino, onto the top objective turn one with the advance behind that little wall. The strikes were in the center, so that way I can do some actions in the center. And then that was the scout move. So we had turn one. We got engage on all fronts and deploy teleport homers. So anytime Grey Knights go first turn, it's kind of hard for them to do secondary. So you always want to deploy like you're going to get shitty secondaries, because if you don't deploy that way, you're going to miss out on points that you could be getting to win the game. So this is where my first mistake was my strikes pregame moved up. We were able to line them out so that way we can make this back one sticky and then the center sticky. He put Trajan and 10 blob right behind this wall right here. So what I did was like, all right, maybe I can move up, advance the Rhino, and do a bunch of damage to the Rhino, and then kind of if these chicks pop out, I can teleport away, or if these guys move up, I can teleport away. So that was my mindset going into turn one. These guys hopped up and did it over there. So what I should have done was deployed teleport homes in the center. So I should have just kind of stayed exactly where I was, like, so that way if Trajan moved up, I can teleport away. Instead, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna move these guys up and try to charge Rhino and kill Rhino again. First time going into the Sisters Rhino with a 3-up Field of Pain, did not know that was the thing. So I charged on the Rhino, and it didn't do anything. It was a very, very bad idea. So I didn't do deploy teleport homers, which I should have just walked up, deployed teleport homers, and got my 3 points in the center. I thought it was 2, but again, tactical, it's an additional 1. And then over here, I got them over there. I don't think I had engage anywhere else. Yeah, because I didn't have first of the fray. So his turn 1, this is where it ended up. So my guys down here advanced. These guys advanced to the center. These guys advanced up top. So everybody's just advancing to get into better positions. And then these guys moved up and charged over there. So also another thing I forgot was he doesn't have to fall back his Rhino. He could basically just move these guys up, keep the Rhino in combat, and then charge these guys and kill my strikes turn 1, because I can't teleport away if I'm in combat. So I gave him a free strike squad turn 1. So that was my first mistake on the top of turn 1, which was super, super good on my part. So this is this is turn top of turn 2, and this is kind of where everything just went crazy. Okay, so turn 1, he obviously kept his chicks inside the tank. Tank didn't move. The dudes moved up and charged my guys, like, obviously, and then he took over the center. And then down here, the Rhino moved up onto the objective. My turn 2, I picked up my Paladins, I picked up my Purifiers, and I picked up my Assassin. And then my turn 2, I had Cleanse, and I might have kept engaged off front. I'm not sure. So I put my purifiers down at the top here to try and finish off the assassin, but then I put them down there, so 395 points within 3 inches. He vected that because he thought I was going to kill the assassin, so that was smart for him to vect it, because if I went after the assassin, he doesn't have vect anymore. So I didn't want him to vect the teleport away, because that's the best one to vect against Grey Knights. Now you can't vect anymore because the update came out, but he was going to vect the teleport away, which just fucks over Grey Knight. So he vected the teleport within 3. I came down and I had to cleanse, because I had cleanse on this turn. So I couldn't cleanse the center. I cleansed the top, and I couldn't cleanse down here because of the thing. So what I probably should have done was deep strike these guys instead of the top, deep strike them down here, and cleanse on this objective instead. So that was another mistake on mine. I gave basically 395 points for a cleanse, which we'll get into. He picked up his dudes at the end of his turn and deep struck them right here outside range of the side cannon. So we actually put him up a little bit more right here. And then he rapid ingressed. Drago came down here to try and charge the Rhino and kill Rhino. Again, this is all prior to me knowing that a Rhino has a 3-up Field of Pain to psychic weapons. Did not know that. So that's what I learned in this game. He vex or rapid ingresses 10 Custody dudes right here with the captain in front of my paladins and Drago. These guys walked in the backfield just to try and protect the backfield from getting onto the objective, which I've done plenty of times, where if you make this sticky, make sure they can't just get a free teleport onto your backfield objective and remove the sticky. Make sure you always keep guys so that way they can't deep strike 9 inches to get on your backfield objective. These guys are holding strong at the top, just getting points, doing cleanse. All right, so down here, what happened? We have to make a 6-inch charge. So I shoot everything into the Rhino, and I do it like, all right, I wound 7 times or something. He goes like, they have a 3-up Field of Pain, right? I'm like, no, I thought only the sisters had a 3-up Field. He's like, yeah, the fucking Rhinos have it. And he showed me. I was like, oh my God, do you mind if I just shoot the fucking regular dudes over there and hope you fail 2-up saves? He's like, yeah, go ahead. So that was a good thing they let me do. So instead I shot everything on this side over to the Custodes instead and try and kill as many as I can, because I wasn't doing anything to the Rhino. So he let me shoot those guys. So we killed a couple, maybe one. It wasn't a ton. And then Drago obviously makes his charge onto the Rhino. And what he does is he countercharges, I think for free, because the dude lets you do it for free. So he countercharges and he rolls a 10. So this is where he fucked up. He didn't realize that my paladins were right behind them, which wasn't going to make a charge. Like I was just going to keep them back there and just keep shooting. They were going to be there for the counterattack after his Custodes move up and charge Drago. But instead, he countercharges, rolls a 10, has to get people into base to base, which he didn't even think about. He just kind of moved everybody around. He moved these 3 Custodes around Drago and just to kind of get onto the objective. So he put these 2 on the objective, which gave the paladins a 6-inch charge on my turn, which was nuts. So basically the paladins then, all right, I guess I'll charge in. So then the paladins charge in, and then now we have a whole 10-man paladin brick, 5-man Termi with Drago, and a 10-man custodial brick. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's maybe 7 or 8 guys left after the shooting. So we killed a couple, and then the captain. So we're controlling the objective. We have basically everybody coming in. We pop our free strat for the devastating wounds, and then we just put all the damage into the custodials. So Drago goes in, kills a couple of them because it's 3 damage. The paladins move up, kill a couple of them, even with his 4-up mortal wound save, kills the rest of them, and we take him down to the last guy, which is the captain. So we kill a whole 10-man fucking brick of custodians, top of turn 2. That point was like, it should be game. It should be like, you know what? That is complete game. I completely fucked up. You countered it. That was it. But we'll get into how we fucked up in the end. All right. So now Drago's squad is stuck in with this Rhino. He's got a captain left in combat with the Terminators, and the Paladins are kind of just chilling on the objective down here. So this is the end of it. This is us killing everybody but this captain. So we took over the bottom objective. Trajan just staring at us up at the top of the objective. And then this is what happened next. The sister chicks with the devastating wounds hop out of the Rhino, move up 9, and then they make like a 8 or 9 inch charge. He rolls a 7 the first time and then re-rolls it, and then moves and then gets a 8 or 9 and then makes it into my purifiers. Now again, I didn't know how good these guys are until they got into combat, just because I knew that devastating was a 2 damage too, which is scary. So they make the charge. Trajan obviously starts coming down here, comes within 9 inches of my guys, so I teleport the Paladins away, and he gets, this is one of my favorite moves. So he gets take over the enemy objective for 8 points. So you guys can keep doing this now. Is you miss the demos, put them up in reserves, and then at the end of the movement phase, you can rapid ingress them back onto the table where you really need them. It's really good at taking primary points. It's really good at stopping people from getting secondary points. So his Terminators that were up here moved up to try and kill my assassin, and he had take my home field objective. So I fucking rapid ingress them on my home field objective, and I stayed right outside 6 inches of the assassin. So I probably should have countercharged just to kind of clear this back zone, but I don't know why I didn't. It was 2 CP to countercharge, but I kept my backfield objective. I should have countered when he charged my assassin, so that way I can at least kill these guys to just not have to worry about my backfield. But I didn't, so the assassin lived on 1 somehow. My Paladins are just kind of like chilling there. So these guys then also came down over here and made a 9 inch charge. So they were on, I think, this side. So they came down, made a charge. So they had axes, so all I had to do was spend 1 CP to get a 2-up save in combat. So we did -1 AP on this combat basically the entire game, so that way he never killed anybody, and we kept whittling down that 1 Terminator to keep holding that objective. That was my only primary really the whole game. And then down here, he makes a charge on Drago, leaves Drago on 1 wound. So Drago is now sitting by himself on 1 wound. So again, this is the one that went away first, which another mess up I had is ignore this fucking objective. If it goes away and there's a 10-man Paladin brick on the objective, go after the other 2. Like, just go the complete opposite board edge instead. But for me, I messed up. This is where I kind of gave him the game. Crow and his purifiers died up here to the mortal wound, devastating wound, 2 damage, sister chick. So it was 395 points I gave him up top here. Crow should be fucking down here somewhere. So I pick up my Paladins and I deep strike them within 3 inches on this objective to steal the objective. So we stole this objective. These guys are still fighting at the top here. Crow is like, there's 1 Crow and 2 purifiers left. I had to fall back. And then the assassin is alive over here with a bunch of exaction squads over here. Okay, so this is where I gave him the game right here. I dropped 700 points or something on Paladins on the 3-inch thing, so I couldn't even like miss the Deimos out. I should have kind of like came up here and help kill this guy to take over the top objective, or come down here. Again, I can't kill his Rhino, but I can steal the objective from him. Exaction squad with the assassin came in over here to try and kill his assassin at the top there, and then over here I forget if there's anybody on this objective to help clear out these Terminators. You don't get any points on the back objective anyway, so that's probably why I left it, because you don't get any primary points for holding the back objective. So the other Terminators got picked up and brought back down over here. This guy is still alive, fighting the fucking interceptors at the top there. Rhino is just getting him points every single turn. And then on his turn, next turn, he gets into combat with my Paladins. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys, 7 Custodes with Trajan and the captain who can fall back and charge, going after my Paladins. this is all that's left. So after me fighting back and doing all that, he kills Drago, he kills my whole paladin squad, and he still has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys left with 2 characters. And that was basically me giving him the game back for doing that. So all I have left is Interceptors, which got charged by the other 2 Terminators at the top there, Exaction Squad, Assassin, which got charged by his Assassin, and I think Crow died to the chicks at the top there. Yeah, this is not looking good right here. So at the end, we have Sisters right there hopping out. We have Assassin stealing my backfield edge. 2 Interceptors left with 2 Paladin or Terminators. Trajan started moving up. Rhino moves up. So at this point, it's kind of like game over. So turn 1, he had 5, 10, 8, and then 15. For us, we had, because we kept holding the top. So we had 5, 5. We had 8 because we held the top, and then 0 on turn 5. So we had 18 on primary, which was my lowest game thus far. He had 48, I believe, on primary, or 38. And then he had 0 on turn 1, 5, 0, 5, 3, 5, 5, and then 4, 2. So he had 29 for secondary. So we kept him to 29 for secondaries out of 40. And 38 out of 40 there. So 30, 40, 50. No, he had 48, 40, 50, 60, 77. So 77 points to our 49 points. We had 0-0 turn 1, because again, I didn't do teleport hammers, which I should have. Always do secondaries. If you can do secondary points, do fucking secondary points. That was the thing that we talked about at the end of the game. So 5-5 on turn 2, 5-3, 2-0, and then 2-0. So couldn't really do a lot. We had 21 primary, so he only beat me by 8 for secondaries. And then I had 18 as 4. So primary is really what did it for me. So where did we fuck up? We really fucked up was just giving them purifiers, because purifiers are custody killers. Like they kill custodies a lot better than anything else that we have. So purifiers should have came down here within 3 inches on the bottom objective instead of the top objective. He would have done the same thing. He still would have fucked up and charged my guys, charging into the Rhino, and then I countercharged, killing those guys. We then should have picked up the Paladins and then put them up at the top here. So that way we're fighting and getting primary out the top here, and then slowly we're just meeting each other in the center. While that's happening, Purifiers are kind of hopping around all over the place, getting killing these guys slowly, because he only has one big blob that can only make a 9-inch charge to you. So if he makes a 9-inch charge, cool. But if he doesn't, we're slowly just going to keep backing up and shooting him from 12 inches away, and then just slowly willing them down. So that's the best way to kill Custodes, is just slowly focus one unit down at a time until there's only one big unit, and then just stay away from them. Like if we have the Purifiers in one corner, Paladins in another corner, and then like the Strikes in another corner, we're basically just hopping around all over the table every single time. So now that Custodes probably aren't going to be seen as much, they're still good, but they're not going to be like 10-man bricks all over the place. They're all 5-man. So if we can just focus down a 5-man, 1 to 2 5-mans every single turn, that's going to be the best way to beat Custodes now. And now with this list, we have an extra Librarian and Strike and Terminator squad in the list on top of everything that we already brought. So the list has changed since Nova, and there's a lot to go over. So if you guys are new to the channel, appreciate clicking on the video and watching it. Let me know in the comments below if you like these types of videos. There's a lot more to come. Death Guard, we're making videos right now. We're doing crazy fucking Chaos Space Marine videos. We just won a 3-0 tournament yesterday, which was super fun. We ran 3 Cursed Cultist blobs, and it was amazing. Go ahead over to Discord, Patreons. You guys are awesome. I love you. Thank you for supporting the channel and growing the community. We got to grow the Dirtbag Nation. So if you guys are interested, support the channel. It's $1 a month to get first access to all these videos. So go check that out. If you guys are interested in being a Justicar, that's just supporting the channel a little bit more. You just like us making videos. $10 is competitive Dirtbag. So that way you get to message me and kind of we go over lists, tactics, ideas. You get to ask me questions anytime. If you guys are are competitive now or Grandmasters, make sure you're taking full advantage of talking to me and asking me questions. I'm always free for you guys. Just always like message me, questions, lists, ideas, tactics, anything you guys need. Message me on Discord. And then Grandmasters, you guys get to have me play lists that you want to see live, or tactics that we can go over sometimes in TTS as well if we find the time to match up, because there's Grandmasters all over the world, which is really cool. So next video is going to be video 6 out of 8. And then we're going to go into 7 and 8, and then that'll wrap up Nova. So stay tuned for that. These are already up on Patreon if you guys go check that out. And then these will come out in the next couple days for YouTube. So appreciate it, guys. Thanks for clicking on the video, and we'll see you in the next game.